Blog Talk Radio.
Every human culture has a set of creation myths, but they're in the realm of mythology or religion or folklore, and they are, of course, all mutually inconsistent. The great thing is every human culture has a set of creation myths. Has a set of creation myths. Every human culture has a set of creation myths.
Yeah.
Has a set of creation myths.
This is costless rap. Jews hear my music and run out the room like Holocaust is back. Europeans say that block can rap. Canadians say he off the map. How can you argue with that? Well, you can if you have your own agenda and been spoon-fed religion from the placenta. Call yourself a Christian, Muslim, I know you do. Any religion, bet it's the one your parents chose for you. And any admission of your doubts to someone close to you will not be accepted. Because forgiveness goes out the window when it's someone different. And I don't know what's worse, the fact that I'll never believe or that I miss that community through church. There's two ways to control a population, hope and fear. Prove the existence of a soul, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, shut your mouth before you open it up to mention me, Grady Square. Yeah.
Every human culture has a set of creation myths.
Buddhist, Muslim, Hindu, Christian.
Has a set of creation myths. Every human.
All right, everybody. This is the Haitian FREE Thinkers show. My name is Reggie, and I have my co-host with me, James. And and tonight is show number 5 of the Haitian FREE Thinkers Blog Talk Radio show. I want to thank you for joining us, if you are joining us, but most likely you'll be listening to this later on, and that's okay. That was the song by the name of Myth by Graydon Square, an atheist artist out of California, and I love that song, so I chose it as my intro. Right now, I'm also trying to do a live feed. It says your computer is well, anyway, so I'm trying to do a live feed on Ustream as well. This is a new element that I'm adding to the show. We'll see how that works, but it's probably going to record and I'll post that up later on. So the Haitian Free Thinkers is a secular group, one of the world's few secular groups. I guess you can say by Haitians, for Haitians, but we don't discriminate. You can find us on Facebook. We are a group. We are active. We have over 100 members. You can Google Haitian Free Thinkers and things should pop up. We have a blog called Haitian Atheist. We are on YouTube and just recently on Blog Talk Radio. James and I, we do this show pretty much every Saturday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Blog Talk Radio. And the guest call-in show is 646-652-4442, 646-652-4442. And this show is basically where James and I get together and we talk about what I've been calling news and views, which is basically whatever it is that's been going on in the world. So let's get right into it tonight. So James, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, recovering from, Thanksgiving. And this, I'm not going to lie, this 2 weeks went by fast, man.
Yes, 2 weeks. Last week I was unable to broadcast a show because my internet connection was not cooperating, and I drove more than 20 hours to go to Canada to go see my relatives, so it was not feasible to do a show. But before I knew it, it was Saturday once again, so I had to hit my brother up, James, and say, yo, let's go ahead and do a show, and here we are. So what did you do for Thanksgiving?
Spent time with family, ate a lot of food, and basically, man, I relaxed and just slept a lot. relaxed, and hung out with people, just relaxed. That's it.
Okay. I did the same. I was fortunate enough to go visit some friends nearby, and we basically ate. And the food was really good. There was just a lot going on, a lot of conversation. I'm just happy that everybody got home safe. And that's really like the big thing for me right now, safety, because, I know that a lot of people are just not as fortunate as us. We have a holiday, which we're supposed to be thankful, and there's a lot for me to be thankful for. Even though sometimes I think about how the holiday was founded, but that's a whole different topic right there.
Exactly.
I don't know about in your situation, but in my case, we said grace. So that was an interesting situation because the host of the dinner doesn't know that we are atheists, and of course everybody just assumes that people are religious. So my wife and I and my daughter, we just kind of played the game, because as you know from like the last show, sometimes you just have to play the game. You just got to know when to mention some things and when to kind of hold back. So that was pretty interesting.
Now that you mention it, so the same thing similar happened to me, but I think, I know the host of the party of Thanksgiving, well, my best friend told her, that I was a non-believer, and I'm a respectful guy. I'm raised in the South, so and even though we were talking about religion a little bit, I said some little things, and I guess it was showing that I know a little bit, and my best friend was tapping me to let me know, okay, hold on, okay, don't say anything, because don't go there, So I held back, and then like I said, I just played a part when they did grace. I held hands with everybody as they bowed their heads. I just respectfully kept quiet, and I just kept my mouth open. I didn't bow my head. I just was just quiet. And then after they said grace, everybody said amen but me. And but I'm also known as a rebel, I guess.
Okay.
The host that she was telling me, she said she was actually a professor at college, and she had a speaker come in who was a Muslim, and she said, I don't know why I was thinking about him, James, because you're like a rebel. So I don't know why I was thinking of you when he came in, but the guy was just basically a Muslim, and he was telling a bunch of Muslim hoopla and talking about how the 9/11 attackers were real Muslims because Muslims believe in peace and all that. And I let him know that, basically he was saying a fallacy, the no true Scotsman fallacy, that, who is he to say that those people were, real Muslims because they wasn't inspired by the book of Quran, So
if I heard you right, are you saying that there was a Muslim at the Thanksgiving dinner?
No, I'm sorry. I should have been more specific. The lady, the host of the Thanksgiving dinner, she's a professor.
Okay.
And she was telling me about a couple of days ago that she had a speaker come in who was Muslim to speak to her class because she's doing, exposing her class to different forms of religion and different people and stuff.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, and this guy just so happened to be a Muslim, and he was basically telling the class about being a Muslim and saying the people of 9/11 weren't real Muslims. And during conversation, I was just like, just telling her a little bit, and I was telling her how the Bible condones slavery and everything like that. Then when we got there, then my best friend started tapping me like, hold on, don't say that.
Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting, and I think it's a double sword. It's like on one hand we want to I think it's good to represent, let everybody know that hey, I represent the A team. I'm an atheist, whatever. I'm normal. I'm friendly. I'm not gonna pee in your drink or nothing like that. And but at the same time, we kind of have to be smart and be defensive because, I mean, there's a lot of straw man understanding of what an atheist is or does that we have to fight. And it's kind of sympathetic to the Muslim thing that you just mentioned because they're under fire, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like you correctly pointed out the no true Scotsman's fallacy, which like 0.000057 people know. So we are always like in a teaching mode, and sometimes we just like, it's not even worth it. So I totally understand. So last week we didn't get a chance to do a show, so we're gonna catch up. We were gonna kind of do it off the cuff, but we're still gonna have a great show for everybody. For those of you who are listening, like I said, we have our show every Saturday night, or at least we try to, at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The guest call-in number is 646-652-4442. Once again, that's 646-652-4442. My name is Reggie. My co-host is James. And our little pre-production phone call included something that's going on the Internet, which I'm very sad to hear about, and I haven't looked into it as much as you have, by World Star Hip Hop. And why don't you explain what's going on with this young lady real quick, because it's upsetting,
Okay, well, a lot of people probably, I'm sure, have heard something about, heard the name Sharkeisha. Sharkeisha is basically a girl who viciously attacked and beat up her friend because over a boy. And the video, when the beating was so vicious that the video went viral. And it's been actually a couple of days, maybe a week or so since it happened. But the girl is getting no love, the victim. Everybody's praising Sharkeisha, making jokes, memes, and other little things about it, other videos and reaction videos to the girl punch. And the girl feels like, every day she's still getting beat up because the people are not coming to her defense. They're like saying basically, they don't nobody even knows the victim's name. Everybody knows the girl who punches the girl's name. That's how sad the story is.
Okay. We talked about the platform which made the video viral, which is World Star Hip Hop. Yeah. For those who don't know about it, can you let them know a little bit about what that is, please?
Yeah, World Star Hip Hop is basically like YouTube for the urban black youth. Matter of fact, not even that, because everybody's on it. There's even preppy guys posting videos of them doing pranks on World Star, or sending the videos to World Star, and World Star puts it on their website, and they are uncensored. The only thing they will warn you that the video can be graphic, is going to be graphic, or there's going to be nudity. You should be 18 years old to watch the video. It's basically just like YouTube for craziness, basically.
And I knew of World Star Hip Hop a little bit. I mean, I've seen some things on there, but I thought it was screened. I thought it was like we talked about earlier. Like, we submit a video, there's somebody somewhere that kind of says, whatever, this is too much, this is not good, whatever, because we compared World Star Hip Hop to YouTube. And although we can upload videos onto YouTube, and there's like a zillion videos, they do take some videos down if you flag it as inappropriate or whatever. So my understanding of our conversation is that doesn't happen with World Star. Is that correct?
On World Star, on YouTube, the people who send in or watch the videos, they have more freedom to put them up and take the videos down and stuff like that. On World Star, they just send it in, and it's whatever that they feel like they want to put up there. But most of the time, it's any and everything, because I've seen some very funny stuff. I've seen some graphic stuff, like when they were talking about this war in Syria. The guy's head was blown off. I'm talking about like a big cavity in his head, man. I'm talking about half his face was gone. And
what?
like on World Star,
Like I'm trying to figure like
Anybody anywhere who has a cell phone and they make that and they see something crazy happen, they send it to World Star Hip Hop, and World Star is going to put it up there. It doesn't matter how crazy it is, as long as it's not illegal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking some of this has to be illegal. Like that Sharkeisha thing, that's like assault and battery. I mean, I'm not a professional, but I'm thinking like there's all kind of charges that could come from that, and you have the evidence. So isn't that something?
Yeah, actually, some cases have the things like that have happened on World Star, because there was one video where the guy was spanking his two daughters with he was beating them basically, because they made a video and the beating that he put on his two girls that went viral, and due to the video going viral, the mother of those two girls pressed charges against him and had him arrested.
Oh, it was I think I heard about that case. Like basically, it was like people asking like, I think it was for twerking.
Yeah, the two daughters, they did a twerking video.
So basically, like people are saying like, hey, stand up for this black man because he's trying to, whoop some sense into his daughters, and he shouldn't have gotten arrested because he's trying to save them in the future, if you will.
Exactly, but the mother was like, oh hell no, you beat the ish out of my daughters, and you're going to go to jail. And then not only did you just spank them, but you humiliated them by posting the video up on the internet.
Okay, so it was his idea to film and post it?
Yes. It was him, and I don't know who it was that was I don't know who it was that was actually doing the recording, but whoever did the recording of him, he knew that they were doing the recording. I think the father was like, okay, you're gonna make a twerking video, well, I'm gonna make an ass beating video.
Okay, I think that sounds about right. And so do you know if any charges are going to come from the Sharkeisha thing? Because I'm disturbed. I haven't seen it. I mean, from the little bit I've seen, I've seen like a picture, I think, of the victim. I haven't seen the video, and I'm not sure if I want to. But do you think? I
don't. Just because of the video has gone viral, and at the state that they live in, because I'm sure so the video, that's evidence alone. And even if the victim doesn't want to press charges, the state can come and say, you know what, Sharkeisha, we're going to go ahead and arrest you. And by the way, the victim's name is Shamika Manuel, and she was 17 years old. They were all 16 or 17 years old, and they set her up to get beat up that day.
That's foul. And I was talking to you earlier, and I'm like, why does the term hip hop, which I love hip hop, I grew up in the 90s, when hip hop was at its peak as far as I'm concerned, why does that negativity have to be tied to basically, I want to say, straight black people and black people music, what is some considered black people music, which is hip hop? Why couldn't they call it anything else, like ratchetness.com or something? Why hip hop is my question.
I think originally, like I said, it began as a platform for a way to interview a lot of artists and let a lot of artists make videos so they could just talk to their fans, or if they go do some jewelry shopping, okay, look, I want to show my fans that I'm doing jewelry shopping. Now I can go ahead and post it up on this website that says hip hop on it. So everything, that's all hip hop, and hip hop touches basically all forms of everything right now. There's nothing that you can't find a little hip hop or something in right about now. So in a way, even in the sports world, they'll throw up a symbol like The Rock, Jay-Z and stuff like that, do dances, and that's just what it is.
Okay. Well, I want to remind everybody once again that this is the Haitian Free Thinkers show. This is the Blog Talk Radio Haitian Free Thinkers show. My name is Reggie, and that's my co-host James, and we come on live every Saturday night at 11:30 p.m. The guest call-in number is 646-652-4442. Once again, 646-652-4442. 4442. And I want to let everybody know that for the next 2 months or so, we have the ability to broadcast up to 2 hours, thanks to the friendly folks of Blog Talk Radio. So we are going to try to take advantage of that as much as possible, and interview people and do different things so that we can go ahead and use this time wisely and spread the brand. If you want to know what Haitian Free Thinkers is all about, feel free to Google it. We'll pop up. We are active on Facebook and some other places. So, if you wish to email us, just go ahead and email us at HaitianFREEThinkers, all one word, @gmail.com. Once again, it's HaitianFREEThinkers, all one word, @gmail.com. So I'm trying to cover all the bases. My man James was telling us about World Star Hip Hop, and like you said, that hip hop does touch different aspects of the real world. And I did see, now that you mention it, a video of 2 Chainz supposedly getting robbed on the streets. And that video I seen, and I'm not saying that it was funny, but like I guess this is the place now that if you're gonna see some craziness like that, it may not be on YouTube, and heads are sending their videos to World Star Hip Hop. But at the same time, when I do see World Star Hip Hop stuff, it's like basically like, as they say, ratchetness, because I've seen like strippers fighting at a Waffle House, just some crazy behavior. And I, for one, I'm not on World Star Hip Hop to search for stuff because I kind of already know what's happening. And recently, my wife showed me this video about this thing called the knockout game. And I don't know if you know about that, but
I know about it.
And I was like, I saw the video actually, and I don't think it was on. Was it on World Star? It probably was. But I seen it, and it's like I'm in shock. I mean, I don't know if I'm getting old or something, but like to me, even if I was a teenager, like I don't think I would be anywhere near like happy about it or whatever about it. I just think it's the most craziest thing. And once again, it's young black kids that's doing it, and I'm sure some non-black kids probably have done it. But I mean, what the heck, yo? I mean, I want to curse here, but this is like a, rated G show. What's going on?
Man, I don't know. I think it's a bunch of kids with no jobs, too much time on their hands, and it's, one guy challenging another guy. Hey, I bet I can knock somebody out. I bet I can knock somebody out in one punch. Or point them out and I'll punch them out. And that's how I think that's probably exactly how it happens. And then, but see, also too though, there was another form of this game that came out back in the '90s. It was called Wildin' Out or Wild Out.
Okay, and what's that all about?
And that was in New York. That was just like wild out, just basically do something crazy and knock somebody out. Just go walk, you just see a guy or somebody standing up and then just knock him across the head. It could be a white guy standing there with his briefcase, waiting at a bus stop or something like that. Next thing you know, he gets knocked out. Somebody just walks up, doop, knock him out.
Now, if we were in charge of a city or whatever, I mean, like, what would we do to like stop it?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I would be armed, and I wish one of them would come towards my way, thinking they're gonna do something. They're gonna catch one because that's exactly what happened. There's a couple of cases that they've actually shown videos or put stories up on World Star. Because on World Star, I'm not gonna lie. I watch World Star every now and then. And this is one video, a white guy, he was standing at the bus stop with his daughter, and a guy tried to do the same thing to him, but he pulled out his gun and shot the guy. He didn't kill him, but he shot him. Like
the video that I seen for the knockout game when it was introduced to me, like the only clue that I see, the consistency, is that sometimes they roll in groups. So, like, I ain't going to lie, I've been kind of watching my back nowadays just to kind of see, like, if I can recognize if somebody would potentially try to do that. And the video that I saw, like the kids, they don't discriminate. They'll punch women.
Yeah.
One guy actually died supposedly because like he got knocked out and his head hit the concrete or whatever, and they just left him there.
I seen a video where there was this white lady walking down the street, and I guess security camera caught it, and this black dude just laid into her from the back, and this lady just fell face first, like she was knocked out halfway before she even hit the ground, because there was no way that her hands were coming up to try to protect. You know, a natural reaction if you're falling is to try to protect your face.
Right.
And she had to be knocked out before she hit the ground, because there was no way that she was trying to hold or protect her face or anything. It was a straight out cold, like a vicious hit.
So do you know if that person was caught?
I don't think so. It was a security camera that just caught them. Just what happened.
So you're saying that as if we were in charge of the city, there's not much we could do. It's like just be ready by being armed and kind of, you know, be vigilant.
That's basically the only way because, like, you know, you can't call the police in town because, you know, you just walking down the street and all you know, your face is hitting the ground, or you see a group of guys come by and you probably haven't even heard of the knockout game, you know, and you just minding your business with your kids, and next thing you know, somebody out of the group knocks you out.
Yeah, that's extremely upsetting right there. But for those of you who are listening or will be listening, I mean, I hope you're taking this seriously because, like, you know, the evidence is out there, whether it's on World Star Hip Hop or I think the video that I saw mentioned that it had made it all the way to the news. So the news was kind of like telling people about it. And like you said, it's a bunch of kids who seem to like be bored with their life or something, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, for me, it was a double-edged sword. On one hand, I want to tell people so that they could know about it, so they could be prepared as best as they can. On the other hand, I'm worried that it's getting some free publicity.
Hey, that's the same thing I thought. As soon as I heard the story, I was like, maybe I should have kept this on a local thing. Yeah, but on World Star, now World Star, everybody on World Star, so now it's spreading all throughout the world. It's a game called Knockout. You know, some kid in Africa could just watch the video. Okay, they got a game called Knockout. Next thing you know, you get a group of his homeboys telling them what's up, and now they're in Africa knocking each other out. Or they could be in India. Everybody getting knocked every so often. Somebody's getting knocked out in India or somewhere.
Man, like I said,
it's kind of funny if you think about it, but it's not funny.
No, I just think about, you know, hearing like somebody I know happen to them, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what I would do. I just go crazy, you know. But switching gears for a second, you mentioned about an older lady named Miss Strickland. Can you share with what's up with that story and Ricky smiling real quick?
Yes, old lady out of Fort Worth, Texas, and goes by her name is Tippy Strickland. She's 80 years old, and her and her I guess estranged boyfriend or husband were still living together, and she got tired of him every night, getting drunk and coming home and only wanting money and stuff. And this one particular day, she was at church and she asked the Church of Christ. That story really hit home because I grew up in Church of Christ. And she asked her Church of Christ members for strength and, you know, to help her through this situation. And she went home, and I guess Mr. Strickland came home with the same routine, and this time she wasn't having it. She pulled out a pistol, and she cocked it back and pulled the trigger, but it misfired. And I guess Mr. Strickland called the cops, and she was arrested. And the story, I guess, touched home with also the actor and comedian Ricky Smiling, and also a radio personality. And so he heard about the story, and he said he felt sorry for the old lady. She reminded him of his grandmother and that raised him and everything like that. And she never been in no trouble, so he went ahead and posted her bond. I didn't get a chance to hear exactly how much the bond was, but he paid her bond, and I guess she's out free on bond until, you know, the case goes to trial or whatever may happen.
You think Mr. Smiley did it for for some free publication, if you will?
Yeah, but I genuinely think that he probably did it from his heart because if you watch his comedy skits, a lot of time he dresses up. One of his main characters is an old lady in church. So I'm pretty sure the story really did hit home with him because those old ladies that he grew up around or in church, they really, they probably were really close to him in his life and I guess in the way that he grew up. So I think he genuinely, of course, it's always good to get free publicity, but at the same time, I think it was a real genuine thing to me. That's what I feel about it.
I think that's pretty much on point. I do remember Ricky Smiley playing old lady a little bit. I think the old lady has glasses, right?
Yeah, and the crazy hat.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a pretty different story, but nobody died, so that's the good news. So, I mean, guys got to tighten up because them old ladies are not playing nowadays, whether they go to church or not. They carry heat out down in Texas, apparently.
Look, man, Texas don't play.
That's what I heard. So everybody, once again, this is the Haitian Free Thinkers radio show on Blog Talk Radio. Once again, you can call in at 646-652-4442. Once again, at 646-652-4442. I want to cover a little bit of news and notes from the actual group on Facebook. We are now at about 110 members. Let me check it out right now because I'm live on the air. We're at 110 members, so that's always a positive and big thing. And we have some new members, and the group is diversifying as far as subject matter, and it's big. It's a really big success because when I started Haitian Free Thinkers, I was trying to suggest find 10 Haitians who happen to be secular people, and we've met that goal, and I thank everybody who's involved, and there's more things that we're trying to accomplish in the future. What else? Haitian Free Thinkers, the radio show, is doing very well, and we're going to continue to do that. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I was pumping gas, and I'm not sure if I explained this story on the show, but this lady walked up to me, and basically she was a Jehovah's Witness, and long story short, I gave her my cell phone number to call me so we can chop game and everything, and she never called me. But I was like, I shouldn't be doing that no more because, I don't want people to know, where I live and my contact information like that. So I'm kind of glad that she didn't come. But I'm bringing it up because, it's kind of like a catch-22. I'm sure you know about the whole people giving us grief about the supposed atheist megachurch that's supposedly all the rage now. So on one hand, I think it's good for atheists to get together and basically do more promotions just to to let everybody know that that's an option. But on the other hand, I mean, doing it as a mega church is probably bad. But this whole situation with the Jehovah's Witness lady stands out because they're actively recruiting every day, basically 7 days a week. And so it's kind of how do we, we're doing pretty decent, but they're still out there, on the streets talking to people. And I was looking forward to the opportunity basically to let her know some new information. And I wasn't confident, I wasn't thinking that I was going to change her mind and make her a non-believer or whatever. But that didn't happen. So that's that. The other thing that is going on that I wanted to bring up from my end is the update on the Dominican Republic and Haiti, or the Haitians or the Haitian Dominicans that are on the island of Hispaniola. I think we covered that on one of our last shows. And basically from what I've heard from Facebook, which again, that's one of the main ways that I get my information, it's gotten worse. Basically, the police or the military or or individual citizens are basically murdering Haitians. And I'm really obviously disturbed and sad about that. But have you heard anything about that on your end?
No, man. Actually, after we did the one story that day on the show, I actually didn't look back into it because, man, but now that you're telling me about it, and I remember you telling me off the show, you said there was some video or something.
Yeah, I was told that there's a video of a Haitian man, I think it is, who they basically killed, like live on the streets, like they put tires on them and burn them or something like that. And again, I'm just kind of regurgitating what I was told, so it might be different, but the point is that people are getting killed in broad daylight, and it's kind of like, it's very, like, I'm very disturbed because, like, I'm, like, I can feel like the animosity coming towards Dominican people as a group. It's going to be like, like the way that the Muslims are probably being defensive because, like, of the actions of a few people, But at the same time, I don't know how it's going to be stopped. I mean, people are saying stuff. I don't think the United States has come out and made like a official stern statement and be like, yo, y'all need to chill out. But talk is cheap, right? So, I mean, what do you think is going to happen?
Man, from what you're telling me, man, I don't know. Man, I think it's going to get it's going to get worse than get better because from what I heard, that this is not the only time something like this has happened, because there was a massacre. Remember on the last show we were talking about Dominicans, they massacred a group of Haitians.
On the border. Yeah,
right there on the border. So, like, it's going to be basically, it's probably something bad, like something going to happen, another massacre. It's going to be like something so sad, and whatever happens, then it's going to probably slow it down, quell it, or whatever for a little minute. And I don't know, man. I wish there was a more, I just say, a better end of this thing, but I don't see it happening right now. Like, from what you're telling me, it's just the beginning right now. It's going to get worse. Oh no, that reminded me. Did you see the story of some Haitians? They were on a boat or something, and then, like, a couple of them died and a couple of them survived. Coast Guard found them, and then they're going to be sent back.
No, I haven't had a chance to learn about that story. Where were they from, and where did they get captured or whatever?
I just caught a glimpse of it. It was on the local news, and they posted the story. It was like maybe 170 of them or something, but like maybe 30 or 50 of them had died, and it was like 111 of them left or something. I can't remember exactly. It was the numbers. And, I just caught a glimpse of it going back and forth because, like I said, I was around a group of people and everything. It was just something I caught on the local news that fast walking around.
Do you think that they're from Haiti, or you think they're possibly running away from the Dominican Republic situation?
I think they're probably coming from Haiti. But I don't know. It could be some of everything. I'm going to look that up more. Next show, I'll be talking about that.
The United States gets a bad rap sometimes for being like what they call the world police or whatever. I mean, we live in the U.S. What do you think the U.S. should do, about the situation?
What I think the U.S. is probably going to do, they're going to be like, we'll send the UN.
The UN. What's the UN going to do?
Like, they're going to send their little troops or whatever to go in there and be like, look, y'all Dominicans, stay over there, y'all Haitians, stay over there, and the Haitians that's in Dominican, y'all leave them alone until y'all figure out what y'all going to do with them. Because as of right now, don't be killing and slaughtering them. That's like probably the best thing that's going to happen, probably. Of all our slaughter and massacre and the murder of Haitians going on, it's going to make some cries to the UN, and then the UN is probably going to send a little some more forces. The island is only so big. It's not like you need, whole nation to win, man.
I think there's a potential for a full-out war, except that as far as I know, the Haitian side doesn't really have a force. We're the kind of dependent on
the
outsiders.
UN,
but the UN that was there was a bit of a joke anyway. But whatever is there, their mission is not to go fight people. I mean, if you're a soldier, you're not supposed to wear bright colors like they do, to attract bullets, And
I think they're just going to be there for a presence to show Dominicans and then to show the Haitians like, okay, there's some people out here, just trying to.
Man,
it's not going to be no mass. There's not going to be no murder in broad daylight anymore. We're going to try to stop that.
I think that would be better than nothing, but I'm not as optimistic, unfortunately. I think that it's kind of complicated because, people are just tired of sending troops to conflicts, and unfortunately, America's trying to get out of Afghanistan, and we don't have a strong black nation who's like the Black America, if you will. The Ghanas of the world, Nigeria, whatever, who kind of have an interest or a desire or maybe the resources to go and be like, okay, we're going to handle that. You know what I mean? Our neighbor, Jamaica, are they going to rescue the Haitians? Probably not. Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. They're not probably going to do anything on their own. Bahamas is a joke, military-wise. I mean, they're, being supported by the British, and so there's no local force. I mean, Hugo Chavez passed away. Maybe Venezuela might have barked. You have Cuba, but Cuba is tied with. I mean, they just can't do nothing. So all the local countries, except for the U.S., maybe Canada. But I think it's just tough. I would think that France and Spain might be the ones. Why? Because France owned Haiti and Spain ran the DR side eventually, and that's why they speak Spanish. And they probably could go over there and be like, yo, y'all need to chill out or something. But it's really a terrible situation. And from my understanding of what I know, people are afraid to leave outside, the vigilante individuals might come and get you, or the cops turn the other way while you're getting beat up, and so it's just extremely sad. And if I may bring the religious element into it, if I may, I know people are going to pray about it. People are going to talk about it in churches, both on the Haitian side and the Dominican side, and I think people are going to notice that nothing's going to happen, at least magically. It's going to be human beings that are going to be doing it, whatever is going to happen, good or bad. I'm not using that as an example to diss religious people or anything, but I just know that the religion thing is going to be brought in for whatever reason. They might even bring in the voodoo aspect. We're still paying the price for kicking the French out of the island. And also, the Dominican side is named after the Dominican Order of Catholic, whatever they are, So you could say that they are a Christian nation, but nobody's going to talk about it that way. But the Dominican was like a type of priestly order, and so those things are not going to be talked about because, they shouldn't, because it's just people behaving badly. But my question to myself and to you is, what did the Haitians do? And for those people who don't know, Haiti occupied the Dominican Republic side for, I think, 20 to 50 years or something like that. But it wasn't, extremely long. I want to know, what did we do, or what did the Haitians do that could have even warrant such a behavior? That's the kind of thing I need to find out. What's your guess on that?
You know what, man? I often ask myself that same thing a lot, but I don't know. Sometimes I'll say, well, sometimes they'll say, how come Jamaicans don't like Haitians and all this? And then why do Jamaicans say that, Haiti is like the trash of the Caribbean or whatever? I don't know. They say all kind of stuff like that. And sometimes, man, I can only bring it down to one thing, man. It's all because we were the first independent black nation, bro. I don't know. That's sometimes that's all I can go to is that. Because we beat the French, and it could be, a lot of those other islands, like I said, they had slaves. But those slaves didn't fight back or didn't have successful revolts, So, that's all I could go to. It's like, but since we were the first ones who did it, no one wants to, I guess, I don't know, they just don't want to acknowledge us like that. I don't know, they don't want to come to us. They're like, okay, you guys fought, but now you can't control it. That's what it seems like. It's almost like they're mad at us because, okay, you guys fought for your independence. You got your independence, and you have nothing to show for it. It's like,
Well, I mean, I'm going to have to do some research to find the answer. But
maybe that's my Haitian bias opinion.
No, I mean, like, I don't even know where to start. Obviously I can go Google something, but I mean, if I could talk to a Dominican, like, I think all of us, like, whoever I can find that's Dominican, they didn't have anything to do with it. The people who are alive on the island right now, they didn't have anything to do with it, you know what I'm saying? And, I mean, if anything, if they had such an animosity against Haitians, they would not have let them in the first place, theoretically. And when those Haitians came a long time ago, I mean, we're on the same island, so I mean, but they were working like the slave, basically the slave positions. They were working the jobs that nobody wanted, and so the Dominican side, they benefited from that, So I mean, I don't see what's the situation, like why they gotta be such, crazy. I want to curse, but I'm not. Why they gotta be like that? I just don't understand it.
Look at the American situation. When foreigners come in here, like I love my brown brothers and everything, but look how they talk bad about them. For coming in and taking jobs that a lot of Americans don't want to take. And then now that there's so many of them here taking those jobs, and now they want equal rights with the average citizen that lives, because they've been working here taking the jobs that the average citizen doesn't want, and they want certain rights. Now the country has a problem with it. They were cool with them coming here and working for 50 cents, while everybody else working for $1 and some change. But now, that these people want some actual rights, and they want to be able to get insurance, and they want to be able to send their kids to college and everything in the same country, beside your kid, because you don't want to take the same job, but they're here because of that, and now you want them out of this country, that's not fair.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I think that a lot of these things have precedence. Like, there's history to migration and history to basically genocide, with the Holocaust and everything, and in Rwanda recently, and the situation in Darfur. So, I mean, like, and we have, like, video of it. Like, so I'm hoping that humanity just kind of grow up and see, like, we can handle things differently, and hopefully, like, we can avoid massacres and any more needless deaths in that situation. And hopefully also, I would like this knockout business to go away as soon as possible, because it's really crazy. But I want to bring one more one more point, if you will, before we wrap it up for tonight, because it's getting kind of late. I'm in this group, right, called No Holds Barred, biblical, like, basically a debate group on Facebook. And I was out of there, and I went back in for different reasons. But long story short, one of the threads that I was following was basically asking, why do atheists care about a God that we don't believe in? And I think that's a question that a lot of believers ask themselves on why it is that we do what we do, or if we're having dialogue with them, if we're confronting them, whatever. Like, basically the essence of the question is, like, if you think it's an invisible creature, like, why are you even, like, talking about it? And I think that's such a it's really, like, it's to me, it's a glimpse on how they think, how they perceive us. Can you give me your perspective on why it is that you even care about religion and their gods or whatever? Because I answered them and I did not satisfy them at all. So, in your own words, why do you think that we do what we do?
I basically, I like the fact that I have to show you that there is such a person out here. Yeah, I want you to know that there is a person out here that believes totally opposite of what you believe in. And why am I talking about some person I don't believe in? Because you believe in them. You know, if you didn't believe in them, then I wouldn't talk about them. Or maybe we would talk about some other things, you know. Because I know you're going to hit me with it, so I'm going to tell you that I don't believe in it. So why am I talking about it on a regular basis? Because I'm being bombarded every day with this guy. So I'm here to let the world know there's somebody out here that thinks differently.
Right. We talked earlier about how, I had to say grace and how the Jehovah's Witness lady came up to me and just basically assumed that her religion is valid for any reason, and that the Bible is where I would go to get my answer. And they're just like obnoxious in a way, like you don't even ask me like what I feel about the thing. You're just gonna go ahead and assume that I'm gonna be religious and everything. And so my answer to them was that, like, basically, I know it's a fictional character, but it's because, like you said, they believe in their actions, that we have to go ahead and let them know that we exist. And that we're really directing our comments and our behavior towards the believers and not the actual gods. We don't treat them like they're real people. We talk about the behavior of the believers. And so I wanted to make sure I mention that, because I did put the link of the show on my Facebook page, and perhaps a member of the group will listen to it. Most likely not. But I wanted to express that because I want to make the distinction. I don't care about the gods. I don't care about the Yahwehs. I don't care about Allah. I don't care about Thor. Other than that, it's a story that sometimes it's neat, But a lot of times with Yahweh, I think he's a complete monster. It's like I'm just wondering, like, if you know what I know, like, what are you doing, having any kind of relationship with this character? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's really like what I'm concerned about, and I'm giving them my perspective on it. But man, Yahweh drowned the entire world according to that book, and they still swear like, yo, they want to roll that dude like he's all right, Yeah. So I just don't. It's not that I don't understand, but like sometimes if you don't know, that's one thing. But if you do know, like for you to defend that kind of thing, I think it's kind of crazy. But that's my take on it. So we're gonna we're gonna wrap it up. But it looks like we have a caller. You want to take this one?
Sure, let's take this caller.
All right. So we have a caller, 941 area code. You're about to come on. Give me a second. 941. Are you on?
Yes, it's Ruthlin, man.
Yo, Ruthlin, what's going on?
I just wanted to let you guys know that I was listening, because you said you don't think anybody's listening.
Ah. See, next time. Hey, Ruthlin is a member and a recent promoted admin to Haitian FREE Thinkers on Facebook, and Ruthlin, I appreciate everything you do. For everybody who doesn't know, Ruthlin is basically like a Renaissance man. Is it fair to say that?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
He's very smart and well read, and he's a traveler and one of the heavy hitters in Haitian FREE Thinkers. So I appreciate the phone call. He also participated in a recent Google Hangout that we kind of did, and this was like the beta show, and it was good. So Ruthlin is definitely showing love right now. You got anything else for the people?
No, not much. I just wanted to let you guys know that you have at least one listener, so keep it going.
Okay, I do appreciate it, and I mean we'll have more opportunities. So we're gonna wrap this show tonight. Like it's the Lugau hour, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. How the kids, how the wife, and how everybody.
Say that again.
I said, hi the kids, hi the wife, hi everybody.
Oh, you talking to me?
It's a late hour, it's crazy hours right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people gotta do their thing, but like I said, Ruth, thank you for calling. And look out, we're gonna have to do a show with you. So just let me know when it's good for you, because we got some good stuff coming up. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. It's 12:25 in the a.m. December 1st. Hey, everybody, it's a new month. So let's start it off on a good foot. My name is Reggie. Ruth Lynn is on the line. Also, my co-host James. This has been the Haitian Free Thinkers show. We come on every Saturday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The guest calling number is 646-652-4442. Once again, that's 646-652-4442. If you need to write us, it's HaitianFREEThinkers @gmail.com. Once again, that's HaitianFREEThinkers @gmail.com. You can Google Haitian Free Thinkers. You will find us on Facebook. We look forward to hearing from you for the next show. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and have a very good night.
All right.
Peace, everybody.
Good night.